Let me ask you something. When was the last time you truly spoke to yourself? Not about your failures, not about your fears, but about your possibilities. Most people spend their whole lives speaking against themselves, telling themselves they're not smart enough, not rich enough, not lucky enough. And you know what happens. They start believing it. The words you say to yourself are more powerful than the words anyone else says to you. If you call yourself weak, you will live weak. If you call yourself strong, you will live strong. If you tell yourself you can't, you never will. But if you tell yourself you can, you will find a way. For just 3 days, I want you to experiment with something that will change your entire life. For 3 days, I want you to speak to yourself like a winner, like someone who refuses to quit, like someone who deserves success. 3 days of talking to yourself differently can open a door that a lifetime of negative talk has kept locked. The question is, are you ready to change the conversation with yourself and unlock the person you were meant to be? When you wake up in the morning, the first thing your mind does is start talking, and whether you realize it or not, that voice inside is already setting the tone for your day. Most people wake up and immediately tell themselves they are tired, they are weak, they are unlucky, they are not good enough. And without knowing it, they carry that same energy into their work, their relationships, and their opportunities. If you tell yourself you are not capable, you will act incapable. You will show up with hesitation. You will grab opportunities halfway. And then when you fail, you will say, see, I told you so. But it was never life proving you wrong. It was you proving yourself right, because the first war you fight every day is not outside in the world. It is inside your head. That is why when I say tell yourself you are capable, it is not some empty motivational line. It is a discipline, a training of your inner dialogue. You see, capability is not about already knowing how to do something. When I started Alibaba, I had no money, no connections, no advanced knowledge of technology. I could barely type on a keyboard. But every day I told myself, I am capable of learning. I am capable of adapting. I am capable of leading. Those words gave me the courage to take one more step even when the situation looked impossible. People think capability means having all the tools before you start. But capability actually means believing you can figure things out as you go. If you tell yourself every morning that you are capable, you are planting the seed of confidence that will grow into persistence. Think about a child learning how to walk. The child doesn't have balance, doesn't have strength, doesn't even understand the mechanics of walking, but the child doesn't wake up and say, I am not capable. The child falls down 100 times, and every time they stand back up, their body learns something new. Their brain adjusts, their muscles become stronger. Why? Because deep down, the child believes they are capable, even though they have no proof yet. That is how life works. The moment you believe you are capable, you will allow yourself to take the risk, to try again, to fall and rise. The opposite belief shuts you down before you even begin. When you tell yourself, I am capable of more than I think, you are not lying to yourself. You are unlocking the potential that has always been there but has been sleeping. Many people think success belongs only to geniuses or to the lucky ones born into rich families. But the truth is, capability grows with every effort. And effort only comes when you talk to yourself with strength. If you spend your life saying, I can't, you train your brain to stop trying. But if you spend just 3 days saying, I am capable, your brain starts searching for solutions instead of excuses. There will always be people around you who doubt you, who tell you that you are not capable, that you don't have what it takes. That's normal, that's life, and sometimes their voices will be louder than your own. But you must learn to protect your inner voice, because when the world says no, you must be the one who says yes to yourself. I faced rejection more than anyone I know. I applied for 30 jobs and was rejected by all of them. Even at KFC, they told me no. If I had told myself I was not capable, my story would have ended there. But every rejection reminded me to speak louder inside. I am capable of something bigger. I just haven't found it yet. That belief kept me alive, kept me fighting, kept me moving forward until the right opportunity came. Capability is not about size, resources, or education. It is about mindset. If you are born poor, you cannot change your past. But if you tell yourself you are capable, you can change your future. If you are weak today, you cannot deny your weakness. But if you tell yourself you are capable, you will take steps to become stronger. For 3 days, just try this. Every morning, look in the mirror and tell yourself, I am capable of more than I think. Don't whisper it. Say it with energy. Say it with conviction. Then go into your day as if those words are true. You will notice that when problems come, you won't problems come and panic the same way. When opportunities show up, you won't hesitate the same way. When failure knocks, you won't quit the same way. Because the words you say to yourself have already built a new foundation. The difference between people who succeed and people who give up is not always intelligence, talent, or luck. The difference is that successful people have trained themselves to believe they are capable. Even when the evidence around them says otherwise, if you believe you are capable, you will search for answers, you will create solutions, you will build teams, you will attract people who also believe in you. And if you don't believe, you will close every door before you even try to open it. That is why the first step to change your life in 3 days is simple, but powerful. Tell yourself every morning, I am capable. Because once you believe that, everything else becomes possible. Patience is one of the hardest things to practice, especially in a world that moves so fast where everyone is chasing quick success, quick money, quick recognition. But real growth never happens overnight. It is always the result of countless small steps taken with consistency. When I say tell yourself to be patient, I don't mean sit back and do nothing. I mean, train your mind to understand that success is a process, not a lottery. Every tree you see standing tall today was once just a seed buried in the dark, waiting quietly to break through the soil. If the seed had demanded instant results, it would have given up before sprouting. But by staying in the soil, by waiting, by holding on, it grew into something strong enough to survive storms. Human beings are the same. When you wake up in the morning and you are not where you want to be, don't let frustration kill your focus. Instead, tell yourself, I don't need to win today. I just need to keep moving. So many people fail not because they are incapable, but because they are impatient. They start something, they expect instant results. And when they don't see success in a week or a month, they quit. But success doesn't work that way. Building a company, building a career, building a strong mindset takes years, sometimes decades. I always tell young people, if you want to start a business, be ready to give it at least 10 years. Most people can't wait 10 months. That is why patience is not just a virtue. It is a weapon. Patience is what allows you to stay in the game long enough to win. When I started Alibaba, the first 3 years were pure struggle. We had no money, no technology, no trust from customers, and almost everyone told us it was impossible. If we had been impatient, we would have closed the company after the first year, maybe even the first 6 months. But every day I reminded myself and my team, we don't have to be number one today. We just have to survive today. That mindset of patience gave us strength to continue. And slowly, step by step, things began to change. It didn't happen in 3 days or 3 months. It happened after years of persistent effort. Patience does not mean you wait with your hands folded. Patience means you keep working while trusting that results will come when the time is right. Imagine a farmer planting rice. He plants the seeds. He waters them every day. He takes care of the field. But he does not expect the harvest tomorrow. He knows nature has its own timing, and he trusts that if he continues to nurture the field, the harvest will come. Life works in the same way. If you focus only on results, you will lose motivation. But if you focus on the daily effort, results will chase you when the season is right. You must remind yourself daily that impatience is dangerous because it creates doubt. Doubt kills dreams faster than failure. When you don't see quick results, your mind begins to say, maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe this won't work. Maybe I should stop. And the moment you listen to that voice, you cut your own journey short. But if you replace that thought with be patient, just keep moving, then even when results are invisible, your energy stays alive. The truth is, nothing valuable grows without time. A diamond is formed after years of pressure. A masterpiece painting takes years of practice, and the best companies in the world took decades to build. Patience also gives you clarity. When you are impatient, you make desperate decisions, you rush into wrong partnerships, you chase every shiny opportunity, and you lose your direction. But when you are patient, you allow yourself to step back, to think, to choose carefully, to grow steadily. I saw many companies start around the same time as Alibaba with more money and better resources, but because they wanted to grow too fast, they burned out. They tried to run before they could walk. We chose to walk slowly, and that patience kept us alive while others disappeared. If you practice telling yourself, I just need to keep moving, you will remove the pressure of instant success and give yourself the power to build with stability. 3 days of practicing this thought will already shift your mindset. On the first day, you will notice your stress is lighter. On the second day, you will realize you don't compare yourself to others so much. On the third day, you will feel calmer and more focused because you are no longer chasing time. You are using time. And when you learn how to use time, time itself becomes your ally. The world today glorifies speed, but what people forget is that speed without direction leads nowhere. Patience is what gives direction to speed. The moment you learn to balance both, your growth becomes unstoppable. So every morning for the next 3 days, remind yourself that you don't need to win today, you just need to keep moving. Those words will keep you steady when the journey feels long. They will remind you that every step counts, and they will help you trust that your story is unfolding exactly as it should. When you tell yourself you are different, you are making peace with one of the most powerful truths about success, and that is that no great achievement ever came from copying others. The world does not reward duplicates, it rewards originals. Every person who has built something meaningful has embraced their difference instead of hiding it. Yet most people grow up believing that to be accepted, to be safe, to be successful, they must blend in, follow the crowd, and imitate those who seem to be ahead. That is why so many people live their whole life frustrated, because they are busy trying to be someone else instead of becoming the best version of themselves. When I say tell yourself you are different, I mean you must take your uniqueness, your weaknesses, your strange ideas, and turn them into your power. When I was young, I was never the smartest in my class. In fact, many of my classmates were better in math, science, and exams. If I compared myself to them, I would have given up. I was rejected by schools, by jobs, even by Harvard 10 times. Everywhere I went, the system told me I was not qualified. If I had followed the normal path, I would have been an ordinary man with ordinary results. But I told myself, I am different, and that is my strength. My difference was that I could see opportunities where others only saw problems. I could motivate people when others criticized them. I could dream about the future when others only complained about the present. That difference became Alibaba. The truth is, your difference makes you unpredictable, and that is your advantage. If you act like everyone else, the world knows exactly what to expect from you. But when you embrace your difference, you surprise people, you bring something fresh, and you open doors that never existed before. Think about great innovators, Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, or even leaders in history like Mahatma Gandhi. None of them succeeded by blending into the crowd. They believed in their difference, and they turned it into a movement, a company, or a revolution. You have the same possibility inside you, but it begins with the way you talk to yourself. Most people see their difference as a weakness. Maybe you are too shy. Maybe you are not strong academically. Maybe you come from a poor background. Maybe you look different or speak differently. But all those so-called disadvantages can become your greatest advantage. If you tell yourself they are your strength. A shy person learns to listen deeply. A poor person learns to value every opportunity. An outsider learns to see the world with fresh eyes. The problem is not your difference. The problem is the way you judge it. That is why I want you to tell yourself, my difference is my strength. Because once you say that, your brain will start to see new possibilities instead of limitations. In business, being different is the only way to survive. If you sell the same product in the same way, with the same mindset as everyone else, you will disappear in the crowd. But if you dare to do it differently, if you dare to serve people in a way no one else has thought of, then you build something that lasts. Alibaba succeeded not because we copied the West, but because we looked at China and asked, what do our people need that no one else is giving them? Our difference was that we were solving problems for small businesses when everyone else was chasing big corporations. That difference became our power. The same applies to your life. If you keep comparing yourself to others, you will always feel small, but if you embrace your difference, you create your own standard, your own lane. Stop saying, why am I not like him? Why don't I have what she has? And start saying, I am different, and that is exactly why I will succeed. For the next 3 days, I want you to repeat those words every morning. Look in the mirror and say, my difference is my strength. At first it will feel strange, maybe even uncomfortable, because society has trained you to hide your uniqueness. But as you continue, you will start to notice a shift. You will feel less pressure to compete, less fear of rejection, and more courage to try things your way. Life is not a race to fit into someone else's mold. It is a journey of discovering what only you can bring to the world. If you waste your time trying to be a copy, you will always be second place. But if you trust your difference, you give yourself permission to be first place in your own story. So don't wait for the world to approve of your uniqueness. Approve it yourself by the way you speak to yourself. Remember the people who laughed at me when I said I would build an internet company in China later became the ones who asked me how to join. At first they called me crazy, later they called me visionary. The only difference between those two labels was time and persistence, but the foundation was always the same. I told myself that being different was my strength. So in these 3 days, train your mind to stop running away from what makes you unique. Talk to yourself as if your difference is the treasure that will one day feed you, protect you, and carry you further than anyone else could imagine. Because the truth is, it already is. When you tell yourself that failure is training, you change the way you see the most painful parts of life. And this shift is what separates people who keep moving from people who give up. Most people see failure as a wall, as proof that they are not good enough. But the truth is, failure is not the end of the road. It is the classroom where life teaches you what no book or lecture can teach. If you see failure as punishment, you will fear it and avoid it. But if you see failure as training, you will welcome it and use it. Every successful person you admire today has one thing in common. They failed more times than they succeeded, but they treated every failure like a teacher. When I was rejected again and again, when I couldn't get into universities, when I couldn't get a job at KFC, when investors laughed at my ideas, those moments could have broken me if I thought of them as punishments. I could have said, I am not meant for success, I should stop. But instead, I said, this is training. This is teaching me patience, resilience, creativity. By treating failure as training, I became stronger instead of weaker. Most people misunderstand failure. They think success means avoiding failure, but success actually means collecting failures and learning from them until you finally discover what works. Think about a baby learning to walk. They fall dozens, even hundreds of times, but no parent says, you are a failure because you fell. They cheer the baby on because every fall is training the muscles, balancing the body, teaching the brain how to coordinate. Without the falls, walking would never happen. In the same way, your failures are the exercises that train your character, sharpen your skills, and toughen your spirit. The more you fail, the stronger you become, as long as you don't quit. Failure also removes illusions. When you fail, you discover what doesn't work. You see your weaknesses. You face reality. Many people are destroyed by failure because they wanted life to be easy. They wanted shortcuts, but failure strips away excuses and forces you to grow. It trains your humility because you realize you don't know everything. It trains your discipline because you learn to keep going even when the reward is not immediate. It trains your perspective because once you have failed deeply, small challenges no longer scare you. In business, failure is the tuition fee you pay to learn how to succeed. Every mistake teaches you something about the market, about people, about yourself. When we built Alibaba, we made hundreds of mistakes. Some of our early ideas were disasters. Some of our strategies failed completely. But each failure gave us data, gave us insight, and trained us to build something better. If we had feared failure, we would have stopped at the first mistake. But by calling it training, we turned every mistake into fuel. When you talk to yourself about failure, the language you use matters. If you say, I failed, I am useless, you poison your own spirit. But if you say, I failed, but this is training me for the future, you lift yourself back up. You must understand that every failure you experience is secretly preparing you for something bigger. Many of the challenges you face today are simply practice for opportunities waiting in the future. If you quit, you lose both the lesson and the opportunity. But if you keep going, the training will pay off. Think about athletes. They train by pushing their bodies to failure. A runner runs until their muscles burn. A weightlifter lifts until they cannot move anymore. That failure of the body is what makes them stronger the next time. Without failing in training, they can never win in competition. Life works the same way. Every failure you face is training your mind and spirit for the bigger competitions ahead. You must also remember that people will laugh at your failures. They will call you foolish. They will call you unlucky. They will say you don't have what it takes. Let them laugh. Because what they see as failure, you see as training, and when the time comes, you will rise above them with strength they never imagined. I faced that laughter for years, and today those same people call me successful. The only difference is that I refuse to let failure stop me. So for 3 days, whenever something goes wrong, whenever you feel rejected, whenever you stumble, I want you to remind yourself, this is not punishment, this is training. Say it out loud, even if it feels strange. Over time, your fear of failure will turn into respect for it. And instead of running away, you will start asking, what is this teaching me? That simple question will change your life because it will turn every defeat into a lesson, every rejection into redirection, every setback into strength. Failure is inevitable, but being broken by failure is a choice. If you treat it as training, you will keep growing, keep improving, keep moving forward. And one day, you will look back and realize that every failure was a stepping stone, every rejection was a push in the right direction, and every mistake was preparing you for the success you once thought was impossible. When you tell yourself that tomorrow is created today, you are reminding yourself of one of the most powerful truths about life, that the future is never an accident. It is the result of the decisions and habits you build right now. Too many people sit and wait for luck. They wait for the right time, the right people, the right opportunity. But in reality, the seeds of tomorrow are planted in the soil of today. If you water laziness, excuses, and fear today, that is exactly what you will harvest tomorrow. If you water effort, discipline, and courage today, you will wake up in a future that rewards you. When you start to believe that every action today shapes your destiny, you begin to live with focus because you understand that nothing you do is wasted. I learned this early when I was rejected again and again. I could not see immediate results. I had no proof that my efforts would pay off, but I told myself if I keep planting seeds now, one day they will grow. Many people around me laughed. They wanted to see results in weeks or months, and when they didn't, they gave up. But I told myself, tomorrow is created today. So every day I kept working, meeting people, learning English, training myself, and slowly those small actions created opportunities I could not imagine at the time. People always ask me how Alibaba became successful, and I tell them it wasn't one big moment. It was thousands of small actions repeated daily that eventually built a future no one believed was possible. You must understand that the habits you build today will meet you in the future. If you choose discipline today, tomorrow will give you freedom. If you choose excuses today, tomorrow will give you regret. If you choose courage today, tomorrow will give you opportunity. And if you choose fear today, tomorrow will give you change. Every decision you make is a seed. Some seeds grow into fruit, some grow into weeds, but the one thing you cannot avoid is that they will grow. So the question you must ask yourself every morning is, what am I planting today? Too many people waste their days thinking they have unlimited time. They say, tomorrow I will start. Next week I will change. Next year I will try. But life does not reward delay. Life rewards preparation. By the time tomorrow arrives, it is already too late to change it. That is why the most successful people live with urgency. They do not wait for tomorrow to start working. They invest in today so that tomorrow pays them back. If you only complain today, you will complain tomorrow. If you only learn today, you will grow tomorrow. If you only act today, you will win tomorrow. Think about a farmer. If he does not plant seeds during the right season, he cannot expect a harvest months later. He cannot stand in the field and cry for food if he never did the work of planting. Life is the same. The harvest you are crying for tomorrow depends on the seeds you plant today. The problem is many people want the harvest without the planting. They want success without effort, results without struggle, and recognition without preparation. But if you understand that tomorrow is created today, you stop wasting time wishing and you start using time building. When I told myself this, it changed my focus. I stopped being obsessed with quick results and I started being obsessed with daily effort. I told myself, if I win the day, I will win the future. That is why I worked on Alibaba even when people mocked me. That is why I studied English even when no one thought it mattered. That is why I continued to push forward even when there was no proof of success. Because I knew tomorrow would thank me for the effort I gave today. The danger is that today feels small, but tomorrow always feels big. People underestimate what they can do daily, but they overestimate what they can do instantly. They forget that greatness is not built in one day. It is built day after day. A mountain is climbed one step at a time. A book is written one page at a time. A business is built one decision at a time. Tomorrow may look overwhelming, but if you just focus on building today, the mountain will shrink, the pages will add up, the business will grow. So for 3 days, I want you to train your mind to repeat this truth. What I do today is the seed of my future. Say it when you wake up. Say it when you face challenges. Say it when you feel lazy. Because the moment you believe this, every action you take becomes important. Every choice you make becomes valuable. You will stop wasting time on things that don't serve your future, and you will start investing your energy into things that will reward you later. One day, when people call you lucky, you will smile because you will know it was never luck. It was the seeds you planted when no one was watching. It was the effort you gave when no one believed in you. It was the truth you told yourself that tomorrow is created today. When you tell yourself that you deserve to win, you are breaking one of the biggest barriers that holds most people back, the hidden belief that success belongs only to others, not to them. Too many people look at winners and think they are special, they are lucky, they are chosen. I am not. That quiet voice of unworthiness kills dreams before they even begin. The truth is, opportunities are everywhere, but if you do not believe you deserve them, you will never reach out and take them. Life is not about waiting for someone else to give you permission. It is about convincing yourself that you are worthy of the chance. When you wake up and say out loud, I deserve success, I deserve opportunity, I deserve to try, you are training your mind to accept the doors that open in front of you instead of running away from them. I know this because I lived it. When I was rejected from job after job, when no one believed in me, I started to doubt myself. I thought maybe success was not for me, maybe I should settle for less. But then I realized something powerful. If I don't believe I deserve to try, no one else will hand me belief. If I don't think I am worthy of success, I will never even notice the chances in front of me. Many people stay poor in spirit, not because they have no talent, but because they keep telling themselves they don't deserve more. They convince themselves that big dreams are for other people. The difference between those who rise and those who stay stuck is not always intelligence or money. It is often this simple belief: I deserve to win. Deserving does not mean success will be handed to you. It means you give yourself the right to try, the right to fight, the right to take risks without apology. If you don't feel deserving, you will sabotage yourself. Imagine an opportunity comes, but deep down you think, I am not worthy. You will hesitate. You will reject yourself before the world has the chance to say no. But if you say, I deserve this, you will step forward with confidence. You will apply for that job. You will start that business. You will speak up in that meeting. You will take the chance. And even if you fail, you will try again because you know you are worthy of trying. The world has enough people already trying to tell you that you can't. Don't add your own name to that list. Be the one voice that speaks for yourself. When I was building Alibaba, so many investors told me I was crazy. So many people doubted the idea. But if I had also doubted myself, Alibaba would never exist. The reason we pushed through was because deep inside, I told myself and my team, we deserve to try, we deserve to be here, we deserve to play this game. That belief gave us the courage to keep going even when everything around us screamed failure. Many people misunderstand the word deserve. They think it means entitlement, sitting back and waiting for things to fall into their lap. No, deserving is about recognizing your worth so that you fight for your chance. It is about not shrinking when opportunities come your way. It is about saying, why not me? Too many people look at opportunities and immediately say, I'm not ready, I'm not smart enough, I'm not talented enough. They talk themselves out of success. But the people who win look at the same opportunities and say, I deserve to be here, I will figure it out. That mindset is what opens doors. When you tell yourself you deserve to win, you also change your relationship with failure. Failure no longer becomes proof that you are unworthy. It becomes part of the process. You say, I failed, but I still deserve to try again. That resilience builds strength. People who think they don't deserve success quit at the first rejection, but people who know they deserve it will stand back up and try 100 times if they have to. That is how winners are made. For the next 3 days, I want you to practice this belief. Every morning, stand in front of the mirror and say it out loud. I deserve success. I deserve opportunity. I deserve to win. Say it even if your mind argues back. Say it even if you don't fully feel it yet, because repetition builds conviction. At first, it may sound like just words, but slowly those words will reprogram your mind. You will start walking differently, speaking differently, making decisions differently, because your brain will start to believe what you are telling it. And once you believe you deserve it, the world will begin to reflect that belief back to you. The truth is, the difference between you and the people you admire is not that they were born more deserving. It is that they decided they were worthy and then they acted on that belief. You can make the same decision today. Stop apologizing for wanting more. Stop shrinking to make others comfortable. Stop telling yourself you don't deserve it. You do. You always have. The only question is whether you will finally believe it. So for these 3 days, don't just work hard. Don't just chase goals. Also train your inner voice to say the words that unlock doors. Tell yourself daily that you deserve to win, because when you own that belief, you no longer beg for success. You attract it, you claim it, and you fight for it with the confidence of someone who knows they belong. At the end of the day, everything we talked about comes down to one truth. Your life will only change when you decide to change it. No one is going to knock on your door and hand you success. No one is going to believe in you more than you believe in yourself. No one is going to fight your battles for you. You must stand up, you must fight, you must refuse to quit. The world will doubt you. People will laugh at you. Opportunities will slip away if you hesitate. But if you hold on to the mindset that you are worthy, that you deserve to win, that you are capable of growth and resilience, nothing can stop you. Every challenge you face is not a wall, It is a test to see if you truly want what you say you want. Every failure is not an ending. It is a lesson carved into your journey. Every rejection is not a sign that you are not good enough. It is a push for you to rise stronger. The difference between the people who live average lives and the people who break through to greatness is not luck. It is the decision to keep moving forward no matter what. You have to tell yourself every single day, I will not quit, I will not settle, I will not waste my life living small because I was born to live big. So I want you to leave here today carrying one fire inside you, the fire of belief that your time is now. Not tomorrow, not someday, not when you feel ready, but now. You are ready enough to start. You are strong enough to survive. You are smart enough to figure things out along the way. Stop waiting, stop doubting, stop giving yourself excuses. Step out, take risks, and move forward with the kind of energy that forces the world to notice you. If you fall, get up again. If you fail 10 times, try 11. If people laugh at you, let their laughter fuel you. Do not run from the fight, embrace it, because it is through the fight that you will find your true power. And before I leave you, I want to say this from my heart. I believe in you. Even if the world doesn't, I believe you can win. I believe you can rise. I believe that inside you is a level of greatness you haven't even discovered yet. You just need to unlock it with persistence, discipline, courage, and the refusal to quit. Carry this message with you, repeat it to yourself, and watch how your life begins to transform. I wish you nothing but victory. I wish you growth. I wish you strength to keep going even when everything seems impossible. You are not average. You are not forgotten. You are not small. You are destined for more good luck on your journey. May every step you take bring you closer to the life you dream of. And may you always remember that the power to create that life has always been inside you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your time. And thank you for believing in yourself enough to stay until the end of this message. Now go out there and prove to yourself that you can do it.